Alright, so welcome to my YouTube channel. So this has been a long time coming. It's technically a relaunch of my YouTube channel. I launched it at the start of the year. It was mainly just like shorts and how-to videos. There wasn't any long sort of length videos or anything like that. I wasn't even sure if I was ever going to do them. But I've kind of been putting my focus on form and technique. That's kind of where I see myself going. And I think if you're going to give the best tutorials and the best demonstrations, the best place to do that is full length, long videos on YouTube. So that is kind of what I'm trialing out here. Yeah, so by the title of the video, you'll see that I have launched my first ever workout program today. So it's quite a simple one. It's novice level, beginner level. It's for people that are really either, they've been going to the gym, but they've just been doing like cardio. They've never touched a weight in their life, and maybe they walk by it every day they're at the gym. They have to go buy the free weights to go up to the cardio room, and maybe they catch their eye at it every so often and they're like, oh, do you know what, I want to try that, but I don't really know. I don't feel comfortable getting a PT yet because I don't really have a base or a foundation. Well, this is a program for you. So I've designed this based on my own experiences and from what I've seen working in the industry for the first few months. There is a lot of people who want to get into weights and simply don't do it. I've found this out from the inductions, from workshops and from classes. The amount of conversations I've had with people where they're like, I want to try a wee bit of the weights, but I don't know where to start. I talk with them, and I started by maybe suggesting, have you looked at PTing? But I found the response from that was they weren't really ready to go into that yet. They weren't ready to fork out the big bucks if they didn't actually have a solid base. And I was thinking, it doesn't cost me anything to make a little program for people like that. Like it's 6 weeks. 6 weeks to give you a solid base that gets you ready to go out there. And it doesn't mean that it's 6 weeks and then, all right, now I need to get a PT. That's 6 weeks that can educate you to go and actually start working out and learning more about the strength, learning more about building muscle. This is purely getting your muscles moving, so there'll be big compounds and there'll be isolation work. That's what the two workouts that you're going to see focus on, and that's what the program as a general is trying to kind of encompass. So I'll stop blathering on about stuff you probably don't really care about. I just wanted to do a brief introduction because it's my first video and just kind of go through it with you. So I'm just going to start up here on your screen. You'll see workout A. So I'm going to leave it up there for just a wee moment, and then I'm just going to talk you through it. So I'm going to disappear in a second and I'm just going to talk you through each kind of part of it. So like I said, we're on workout A then. So we're going to be starting with the chest press. So with this workout, we're looking to do 3 sets of 12 for everything. So we're starting with the chest press, 3 sets of 12. And we're moving on to the chest supported row. Again, 3 sets of 12, followed up by the squat. So basic barbell squat. And then we're going to move on to the Romanian deadlift. And again, it's 3 times 12 with this also. Once you've done your Romanian deadlifts, we're going to move back over to the machine and we're going to get on the shoulder press. So if you can find this in your gym, great. Most gyms should have a shoulder press machine. I would advise using the machine if you're a beginner over the dumbbells. I'll explain why right at the end of the video. I'll get to all this, but I just want to run through the basics for you right now, and then we can cover this in a wee bit more detail after you've done your shoulders. This is where we start doing a wee bit more isolated work. So we've got machine bicep curls, and we have machine tricep dips, and lastly the machine ab crunch. So that's your workout. So I'm going to cut back to me now. So I should be back up. That's workout A. But the idea is we want workout A to be kind of full body. We want it to have some compounds in there. But ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, this is going to be your easier workout. And you'll see why when we get to workout B. Switching now to workout B, which should be up somewhere here. I'll just go through that with you then. So wee brief bit of it there, and I'm going to take you through individually. So we're starting with the incline press. Now you can do this on a Smith machine. You can do this on an incline press machine. If you have the incline press machine, I would advise to use that instead if you can. Once you've done that, it's going to be the lat pull down. Again, opt for the machine variety if you're new. Some don't have a machine version, you might only have the cable version, so that's when you need to attach a cable to an attachment and pull it down. If that's the one you've got in your gym, that's fine. It's still a machine and it'll still get the same work, it's just a wee bit more unstable, but that's fine. After this, we've got the same squat as we've done in workout A, so there's no difference, it's just the basic squat again. Once we've done that, it's the deadlift. This time, it's a full deadlift, so we're starting from the bottom of the floor, lifting it up, and then back down again and resetting. We're not going halfway. This is a full deadlift, so it'll be quite taxing on the body. So we're going to move on now. Lateral raises are next. So these are quite light you'd be using, but again, you want to be feeling around about that 12 rep. So when I say 3x12, that isn't just meaning pick the latest weight you can, do 12. This means, no, you get to your 12 rep and you're struggling. Maybe by the third set, you can't even get 12, you're feeling at like 10 or 11. That's what I mean when I say 3x12. So you've got your lateral raises. After that, we have the barbell curl. So the barbell curl is a really, really good exercise. Next one we've got is the power bomb. So this can also just be called a tricep extension, overhead tricep extension, dumbbell tricep extension, whatever you want to call it. But I like to just call it the power bomb. And the last one is the knee tuck. So this is the one I was saying, it's going to be body weight. So in terms of reps, it's more just for failure for each set. I'm suggesting starting with hanging knee tucks. So that's when you hold on to the pull-up bar and raise your knees. However, if you're a beginner, some people may be able to do that, some people may not. So I propose an alternative, which is the leg raise, but not hanging. So you'll see some machines will have a kind of platform where you can do pull-ups, you can do dips, sometimes even have the rock climbing handles on, and there's also a bit to do the kind of ab leg raise. That's the alternative I would suggest. Now if you don't know what that machine looks like, don't worry, I just wanted to run through the kind of information stuff first, get all that boring crap out the way and get on to the good stuff. So workout A, workout B, these are not going to be changing in terms of exercise selection, it will just be a case of rotating them about and programming it. So speaking of programming, we're going to move on to that now. So how to program this is pretty simple, to be honest. So you're going to be starting week 1. So week 1, this is assuming you have not done any weights ever. You want to do workout A at the start of the week and you want to do workout B at the end of the week, and that's it. You work out twice in the week, try the workouts, find out what works, find out what doesn't, get your grips right, shoulder width in terms of your bar position when you're bench pressing or chest pressing on the machine even, bar position when you're lat pull down in, squats, deadlift. This is your week to kind of get used to these exercises, learn the form. Use that first session to kind of learn the form, watch as many form videos as possible. I've got some on my Instagram, I've got some on YouTube. Watch them religiously. Watch how the hips hinge, watch how the knees bend, watch how everything changes in each exercise. If you're unsure about something, please message me, please contact me. My Instagram, my Facebook, it's Gun Fitness Group, all one word. My email is mguntraining@gmail.com. So if you need help with anything, please message me. So moving on. So when you get to week 2, what we want to do is start looking at the programming a wee bit more. So we're going to have workout A at the start of the week, workout B in the middle of the week, and then workout A again at the end of the week. So now you're getting more volume in, so you're starting to hit these muscle groups more regularly. Because when you started, you probably thought, I don't know if that's enough volume, is that really going to do anything for my muscles? It will. 3 workouts a week, all basically similar movements, is going to give you the working sets you need per week, actually maximise hypertrophy. That's all you need. So for week 2, the weights, the sets, the reps, it stays all the same, so it's going to be A, B and A. For week 3, that's when things start to change a wee bit. So we've obviously been working at 3 times 12. So for this one, we're going to be changing it. So it's not going to be 3 times 12 anymore, it's going to be 3 times 8. For now, just learning what, okay, that was difficult, okay, that wasn't as difficult, okay, that was easy. That's so important when you're a beginner. So that's why for week 3, we want to increase the weight, because we want to see, right, okay, that's hard. He was able to do 3 times 12 fine, but how's he going to cope in 3 times 8 with a higher weight? So Selecting your weight will take a bit of getting used to, so again, just play around with it. If you try and do it and you go, oh, I only got 5 that time, put it down a wee bit, maybe in between where you were for your 3 times 12, and then you'll kind of find it. You'll find it, and again, same again, that first set, you want to get 3 times 8, second set, 3 times 8, third set, let's try and fail around 6 or 7, or fail right on 8, but again, give it your best go, and I want to see you really push. And that'll be the same for the rest of the exercises on week 3. So like I said, for week 3 is BAB. Going into week 4, again, we're going to keep it as 3 times 8, so it's 3 sets, 8 reps. This time though, it'll be A, B, A again. So we're back to workout A, workout B, workout A. And again, it's up to you where you place them in the week. You could do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That seems to be the most logical, but some people work. So if it's weekends you need to do, that's fine. Whatever works for you. Now, moving into week 5, we have another weight change. So for week 5, we're obviously back to BAB again. So that's workout B, workout A, workout B. And we're going to be putting the weight up again. And the sets and reps will be going down. So it's going to be 3 times 5. So that's 3 sets, 5 reps. So it'll be quite heavy now. You want to be going 3 by 5. It's going to be really, really, really hard. For a beginner especially, but I really want you to push and I want you to really be going for it. Then going into week 6, we're going to be staying at 3 times 5, but this is where it gets really tough now. It's going to be the hardest week you'll do, but it'll be worth it because the week after this you get a nice wee rest, but you only have to do one thing in the following week. But for week 6, you've got A, B, A, B. So you've got 4 workouts, so you have to do A, B, A, B. It's going to be tough. Again, it's up to you. You might want to do A and B Monday, Tuesday, rest day Wednesday, A and B Thursday, Friday, or however you want to do it. But make sure you get it done. This is a really important week. This is where we really tie everything together. This is where we get our last bit of hypertrophy in. And really, you're just going to hammer it. You'll be quite fatigued. And then you want to, if I was you, I would try and get it out of the way early in the week so that you have the weekend to recover. And then going into the last week, which is week 7, you're going to test your 1 rep max. So it's a 6-week program, and this week it's almost a deload and a 1 rep max. So you're not really going to train this week. If you come into the gym, it's only for one thing, and it's to hit a PB. So you're coming in, you don't want to be doing any reps. If you do cardio normally, maybe up your cardio this week if you still want to stay fit. But it's all about doing your 1 rep max, and I only want to really see it for 3 movements, and that's your bench, your deadlift, and your squat. So the bench, obviously, I had recommended doing it on the machine. So I'm not going to turn around and say, oh, you need to do your one rep max on a bench press because that's illogical. Do it on the machine. You have the pin, change the weight, put it to a level you think you can get, and then try and push it for 1 rep as hard as you can. Find out what that is. If you find out what it is, write it down. That is your 1 rep max. And then in the future, you can use that to calculate your percentages. For the squat, you can do this with an actual bar now. So you'll have the barbell. You're going to practice your 1 rep max for that. Make sure you have your safeties on. Maybe even make sure you've got someone next to you to help you. And that's what you're going to do with that one. So you're going to practice your 1 rep max with the squat. And then you're going to do the same with the deadlift. Now you don't need to do all these on the same day because that's obviously going to be quite tough. You could do one day, one the other day, one the other day. Whatever you find easiest. If you're coming in to do cardio, do it at the start and then go do the rest of the day. The deadlift, I definitely would recommend doing that on a day of its own because that's a really tough one. And the same with the deadlift, so you'll start with maybe a couple of plates on, nice and light, start to add a small plate on it here and there. Okay, right, I only got 2 reps of that last one, I'm getting close to it now. Let's put on maybe a 2.5 each side. Oh, 1 rep, I couldn't do another one. Boom, there's your 1 rep max. It doesn't need to be exact because again, you're still a beginner, still getting your neurological kind of aspect down, still building your stabilizer muscles, so it's not going to be exact, but you get a rough estimate. And the same with the squat, you don't just walk into a bar and lift the heaviest weight, you gradually build it up so you can see. That's why I said have someone near you just in case you do overdo it, they're there to help you. Once you've done that, you have a choice. When that is basically the end of the program, you have a choice. So you can either rerun it, which can be useful because then you can do it starting again. You'd be doing 3 times 12, but this time you're 3 times 12, you'll be using a heavier weight because you'll have increased strength, you'll have increased muscle. But there's not a lot of variety once you've done it the first time, because once you've, I mean, there wouldn't really be a point, because once you've worked out your 1 rep max, you now have loads more potential to open doors that this program wouldn't really offer you. This is really a beginner only one. You can run it a second time if you want, but personally, once you've worked out your 1 rep max for those free movements, why not use that to educate yourself further? So you can really start to get a bit more specific in your training. You can start to break it down into push, pull and legs. You don't necessarily need to keep doing full body. You can, but you can actually start looking at different full body programs. You can contact me. I offer a tailored approach, so I can literally go through all of these aspects with you. I can review how you've done on the beginner program. I can take your percentages. The reason they're useful is because if I can work out your 1 rep max, which you'll give me, I can use that to then figure out what 70%, 80%, 90% of your 1 rep max is. And the way that's useful for is, I mean, just due to studies and science and trial and error, it's been pretty much well established that there's certain percentages that can be done for certain rep ranges that can be done that tend to benefit hypertrophy, and some lower or higher percentages benefit strength. And if you can program something to start with a lower percentage, say 70, 3 times 10, and then over the weeks you start to increase it to like 90%, 3 times 3, and then you do that for a space of maybe 12 weeks, 10 weeks, 8 weeks, you can build strength so that when you attempt that 1 rep max again, what do you know? You put on muscle, you put on strength, and you can go heavier, and then you run the program again with your percentages. Now that's something I look to offer, and I do offer that with my clients currently anyway. So if you're coming for me for personal training, that's something I'll be doing. But if you're not wanting to personal train, a program like that where you can do it yourself is 100% something I'm already working on and will be coming. I can't say when, but it is definitely something I'll be doing, and I would use it to help people. And again, if you come under me as a client, whether it's online or if you live in my area, 1-to-1, then you're going to get all that for free anyway. But if you don't want to be a client, then I will have that in place very soon. Like I said, the wheels are just getting in motion now. I've just dropped this beginner plan. But yeah, so that was really just to go over all the ins and outs of it, how you would program it and what you would do. Like I said, it's one of those type of things where if you're new to training, sometimes it's all you need. A wee boost, a wee program, something free to just get you going, get you motivated. Because if you just come in yourself and wing it, I can tell you firsthand, it's a guaranteed way to lose motivation and fail. So thank you for watching. Enjoy the workout, enjoy the program, and I'll see you in a bit.